Hey guys, Greg here. Thanks so much for joining. Just gonna set up a level 300 ToA raid, Tombs of a Mascot. I did a few of these and streamed them earlier this week, but this is the first I've got my voice recorded, so let's see how it goes here. We're just gonna make a party and double check our invocations, making sure that we want to get to at least 300 here difficulty. Hey author Sammy Jones. I'm just checking my invocations here to see if this is a level 300 raid. I'm just going to skim here in case anybody wants to use the same setup. And really we're after the staff here. We're hoping to get a purple drop at the end of it, so fingers crossed that we do. Now once I made that, I actually can't eat any food inside the raid, so I'm going to eat this one fish here. It's going to boost my health up to 121, and then we're going to go in and get started. So let's go. And guys, like I mentioned, this is my first stream with voice recording, so if you want to just drop me a follow, subscribe, anything like that will be appreciated, okay? Let's see how it goes. In case you've not done this before we even get to fight the first boss, there's a little, almost like a mini game we have to complete. So this one here is you have to complete a little light pattern to bounce a light ray from one side of the game to the other. So I'm going to grab some of these mirrors and put them into position here to make that happen. Just got to rotate them a little bit so they're reflecting the right way. This will be our second one. And there's going to be one more in order to get that light ray to go exactly where we need it to be. Drop that here. It's already facing the right way, so we're just going to push that forward. And then hopefully we can break down this statue in one shot. My mining skill is actually maxed out. It's at level 99, so luckily I'm able to complete that end section there in one shot. Sometimes it might take 2 rounds. This first guy we're going to try to beat is actually one of the harder ones, which is why I wanted to get it out of the way first. And you'll see why. There's a few special attacks he's got where if you're not paying attention it could wipe you out pretty quickly. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's see. We're just going to try to shoot him while we're running around here. If he catches us, then we have to deal with him by using certain defenses and stuff, so we're going to try to avoid that for a second. After 4 or 5 rotations, the game's going to make us fight him in more of like a melee style, so until then we're just going to keep maging him. You'll see here, even the boss has a little icon above his head. Right now it's that sword icon, which is melee, and that means that right then he was weak to magic. So that's why I was using my staff to try to take him down. And he's also going to attack me with melee. So now I have my melee prayer on, and I'm gonna keep hitting him with magic until he switches his. Now every time you get him down about a quarter of his health, these other green soldiers are gonna pop up, and we gotta take one of them out before it allows us to hit the boss again. Just hit him with a special attack with the Warhammer. A lot of people don't really love the Warhammer because it's not so accurate, but when it does hit, it's super helpful, so it's good news for us here. Just doing the special attack then. Again, I gotta remember the pattern here. We go yellow, black, and it's over. Back to the fight. Remember, once he goes down a little bit more health, yep, here's the soldiers again. Now we're going to take another one of them out. Soldier's done, we're gonna go back to our magic attack since he's got melee. Just like how we started. In case you don't play RuneScape yourself, over here you'll see there's some vials with potions in them. That's what you use to heal yourself and do some other things throughout the fight. So you might see me swinging those as we go. See up here, this white icon is your prayer indicator. Right now I have 46 prayer out of 99 left, so it's probably going to be a good time to sip some health potion and then drink some prayer. Some of this looks a little simple at first. So you start stuff like that, there's some nuance to it. If you're not paying attention, it can wipe you out pretty quick, so just want to make sure you try to remember the patterns and all that so you don't get caught off guard. There we go. Back to the center. Still a little bit low. I'm at 60 HP out of 99. So I'm actually going to sip some of my Cerebros here to heal up. Usually you want to drink about 3 sips of the yellow, and then take one of your pink super restores, and that'll make sure your stats are as high as possible. He's attacking me with range. He's weak to melee, so that's why I'm using that attack type. And now we've got the last green soldier here that we've got to take out. Pretty much just go around to each quadrant and take one out each round, and then at the very end you can finish off the boss. Survived that so far. We're gonna try to spec attack again. Got 2 tries at it. Not get it. That's okay. Just gonna fight him anyway. Just trying to get his health down to 0 here. there's also one final little piece to the fight where you have to dodge some, they're almost like shadow clouds. So I'm gonna heal up just so after I finish killing this guy, I can survive the clouds. As if this party doesn't make you nervous enough. So we beat him, we're going to put our Protect from Magic spell on, and now in one of the 4 quadrants, the soldier's going to become active here. You've got 3 hits to try to take him out, and then a different one is going to become active. And you want to make sure you miss those, I call them clouds, they're really more like tornadoes, but just don't get hit by them. Easier said than done. This last one, we should be good. There's nothing worse than going through the whole fight and beating the main boss just to die by the tornadoes. Okay. So now, out of the 4 different paths that you can take throughout the raid, and again, in case you haven't done this yourself, you can kind of choose your own path as you go. It doesn't really matter which paths you take first, but you do have to beat all 4 before you can make it to the final room with the final boss. So I just happen to start with one that I think is the hardest there. That's why I got him out of the way first. And also with the invocations that I picked in the beginning, each time that I beat a room, it's going to make one of the other rooms 1 level harder. So that's why I wanted to get this one out of the way while it was at its easiest form. The next one I'm going to try to knock out is this, they call it the monkey room, even though the boss kind of looks more like a lion. But anyway, we'll try to take this one out next. Just gotta grab some supplies here. Here we go. There's gonna be, for each of the, I think there's 10 different phases or so, different types of monkeys are gonna come out, and I've gotta use different weapons and different attacks to take each type out. So you'll see me switching quite a bit here once we dive in. These green ones I've got to take out with melee. These brown ones blow up so you can't really stand too close to them. So there's quite a bit you got to keep your eyes out for. Whenever these pillars light up with red, you've got to make sure you go use your hammer. It's kind of like a secondary skill you can use in order to complete the subtask here. Because if you don't, you're going to take a lot of damage in the minigame, which just makes it hard. Blood barrage spell here to hit a bunch of these monsters at once. It also heals me. That's the main benefit from doing it. These monkeys over here with the blue fur around them, they keep spawning with smaller light blue monkeys, so that's why I'm trying to take the big ones out as quickly as I can. Actually just ran out of prayers, so I've got to take some of my potions here. harmless. They don't do much damage until there's so many of them on you. That's when you gotta start to be careful and take some more out. Gonna go hit one of these pillars before the roof collapses on us. It's almost like you're fixing the pillar to make it stronger. I guess that's what the point of it's supposed to be. But either way, if you don't do it, you're gonna take a lot of unnecessary damage. Okay, I think once we take these two monkeys out, we're all done in here. Now you'll see that walkway just opened up. Yeah, Sammy, that's the thing. Like, once they start to multiply there, it gets out of hand pretty quickly. We handled it pretty well, though. Now, I told you about the Dragon Warhammer earlier. Whenever I use the special attack on one of the monsters, it's going to lower its defense. So even though this weapon is kind of inaccurate, if it does land, it makes the rest of the fight quite a bit easier, so that's why I like using it. I'm just going to max out my health here, restore my prayer, and now we're going to fight the lead monkey, which again is actually a lion, in my opinion. Let's do it. Alright, so we missed with both of our special attacks. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Unless I die, then it's the end of the world. So I'm trying to dodge his special attacks where he makes that earthquake thing appear on the floor, but he also has some little monkeys that come out once in a while and throw those rocks at me, so I gotta make sure I dodge. In two different parts of this fight, you're gonna see that the monkey runs up to the top and starts rolling boulders down. If we don't move out of the way for that and get our character to the side, he's gonna push me right down into a gap at the bottom of the screen. I'll show you what it looks like. Right here, if he pushes you into that dark area, it's instant death. So we're gonna try not to let that happen. When he throws that big rock at me, as long as I'm standing next to a boulder, I won't take any damage. That's why you see me run next to it whenever I need to. Dangerously close to the black, so I'm going to try to work my way out of there. Okay, so we survived that. So he's gonna do that one more time once I get his health down closer to about 300. He's at 553 right now. We're gonna go through that same cycle again. Now next to a boulder, so I'm safe from that rock. I'm gonna go kill a little monkey. Stop throwing stuff at me. Let's try our special attack. Okay, we got him with the spec. So we should be able to hit him a lot more frequently now. Okay. mobs are over, we cannot get pushed into that gap. So that's one less thing we have to worry about. We pretty much just have to keep using our sword to melee him, and then dodge the falling rocks when they come. One or two more hits and he'll be done. He's got 3 health. There it is. Alright, now that the boss is dead, this little ghost guy comes out and we can use him to get back to the lobby area. And now you can see that that path is grayed out. So we beat that one, we beat the one across from it. And now that we're about halfway through the raid, they actually give us some supplies. So we're going to talk to this friendly spirit and see if they can give us some extra health and prayer potions. You have 3 different options to pick from. I'm actually going to go with the life option because there's a little bit more health inside of it. I think the easiest boss, in my opinion, is a bug one over here. It looks like the Calphite Queen, or at least similar to it. I'm going to save that one for last and go fight this crocodile instead. If you get a bad roll with this one, and a bad spawn I should say, sometimes you can get killed here. It's pretty unfortunate, but that's why we're going to try to get that riskier one out of the way first. This is just another mini game. We're trying to fill this little pot with water, and we have to water this palm tree in the center. We're also trying not to get hit by these spikes, like I just did, or else we'll lose some health there. Romy, thanks for joining. We're about a little less than halfway through the raid. We're about to fight the 3rd boss out of 5 here. Fingers crossed that it goes well. I'm just getting some health out here. We'll use it during the fight. Gonna use my favorite Warhammer. We missed again. Again, this is why a lot of folks don't like to use it, but for some reason, I still love it. Missed again, but that's okay. I'm just gonna do our thing. A lot of this fight is really just about switching your prayers so you don't get hit by his aerial attacks. But then you'll see there's some also special attacks that he throws at us, and that's where it gets a little bit sketchy. Romy, so you're familiar with this. Good. This is only a level 300. You know, I just kind of, given my gear setup and whatnot, I wanted not a slower paced one, but it's one that I'm comfortable with, so hopefully we get a good video out of it. I also don't have insanity set up on here. That's one thing that I've never taken the time to really master, so hopefully that'll be the next phase for me, is we'll get to level 350 raids with some insanity built in. You're gonna have to teach me, Roman. gonna do a little bit of prey flicking here just because I've also been trying to get my Inferno cape on the side. I've tried more times than I care to admit, but I'm trying to get a little bit better with the flicking there so that way I can obviously make it through the hour or so of the Inferno. Have some tidal wave type things come at us, so you just have to try to find the opening in the wave. There's going to be 3 different phases of that, so just kind of work your way through it. Is going to use each of his special attacks one more time. You know, the acid pool attack and the wave attack. And then at the end he kind of goes into this leech type state, so then it's just back to prey flicking. This rock here and take a lot of damage. That's why I had to clear out the acid pool and then try to avoid that yelling vibration attack, whatever it is. Romy, I was thinking the same thing. I'll end up forgetting to switch my prayer and that'll be my first death. If I can't catch it all while I'm here, I'll at least take a look afterwards when we're in the lobby there. Oh, thanks for the tip, Romy. I was wondering that myself. I'm so new to streaming, I wasn't sure if I had the best configuration here. I'll play around with the settings after this. Hopefully you guys can at least see the monsters and whatnot okay and kind of get the gist of it. I know, Romy, you've seen it before, but for Sammy and others watching, hopefully it'll work. Thanks, Sammy. Good news. Just gonna restore my prey a little bit. Probably don't need to, but got plenty of it, so why not? been nice if we hit with the Warhammer spec. Probably would have had him killed by now if his defense was lower, but I'm just going to ride this out. Sometimes it's more hassle than it's worth switching your gear and all that again. We're this close to killing anyway. Okay, I got it, Romy. Thank you for the tips there. Alright, so now we've got a third path completely closed out, so the only one left now is going to be Scabarus over here. Now this one can be tricky, especially if you're playing with a team and you kind of box yourself in and don't have enough room to move around. I'm going to try to keep all of, it's actually dung that he throws at us. I'm going to try to keep that all over in one part of the map, so that way we can move around freely as the fight goes on. So it'll make more sense once we get started here. We just got to do another mini game and then we'll be off. I definitely recommend, like Romy was saying in the chat about plugins, there's some cool ones you can get here which really help out with the ToA raid. They kind of highlight certain places you need to click or certain patterns you need to follow, whereas if you had to figure that out on your own, like manually, it'd be a lot more time consuming, so I definitely prefer the plugin route. Pretty much just playing a match game here. This part is easier with more than one person because each of you can just stand on each side here. But at least it's not really difficult, it's just kind of tedious. Alright. I'm going to let you guys guess at which weapon I'm going to take in here when we start off the match. That's right, it's my Warhammer. Let's do it. Oh, there's another miss. We're not having the best record with this so far. Another miss. At least it's demonstrating why a lot of folks prefer not to use it. So those are the dung piles I was talking about. Each time he throws one, it's going to block off whatever path he shot it down. And if you end up with one of those paths or a wall really on each side of you, you're now stuck in that area for the rest of the fight. So we're going to try not to get boxed in here. We'll see if I can do it the right way. This bug actually has, I want to say it's 4 different phases. So you'll see right now this is the first one, and then before we go on to the next one, he's going to call some reinforcements. So we just have to take those out, and then we go back to fighting the main boss. So you'll see here that I just blocked off this path at the bottom of my screen. That was very much on purpose, and you'll see why in a few minutes. When he spawns his reinforcement guys, we've now trapped one of them down in that boxed area, and it's a meleeer, so he can't actually reach me. He's pretty much just stuck there now, and I'm going to use my mage attack in order to kill him. before we go back to fighting the main boss, I'm just gonna wipe this guy out. Okay, so that's done. Let's try. Whoops, should have dodged that. We just got one of our Warhammer specs, so that's good. Now he's going to use his dung attack, so I'm going down here, so he shoots it down the same path that we just had him shoot a minute ago. And that way we didn't lose any new tile space there. He's going to do it again, so we're going to go down here. Now before I beat this phase of him, I'm actually going to let him use his dung attack again. And the reason why is he's going to spawn I believe it's a mage beetle over on the left-hand side of our screen. And I want to be able to get to him real quick right after I beat this phase of the big guy. That's why I'm running around now. We're going to take out his final health, and then here's the major over here. Now he's going to teleport over this way and we'll finish him off. We'll go to the other ranger over here. Okay, so now 2 out of the 3 minions are done. Now we'll take out the third one, who got trapped here again, all according to plan. It's a beautiful thing. Now you'll see the big boss is still shooting at me, that's why I have to dance around a little bit. But it's kind of like muscle memory, it's not really the biggest deal in the world. This guy doesn't want to die though. There we go. We're going to use our Warhammer again. We got the spec. I think this is the third phase here. It's kind of like the last significant one, because his final phase, his health drops pretty dramatically, so it's usually over in about 20 seconds or so. I should have mentioned it too, the reason I have this protect from range spell on, which has that little arrow icon over my head, is because these real tiny bugs, these little green things next to me, they keep shooting me with range this whole fight pretty much. So they don't really hit that hard, but after you get hit like 400 times by the time the fight is over, that's why it's kind of like necessary to use your protection spell. Or I should say a protection prayer. So this phase is almost done. Now you see his health bar is in this bright green color. This is the final phase. So as long as I don't get hit by that bomb attack, this one's pretty much over. And that's why I wanted to save him for last tier. And once you've done it a few times, it's a pretty low stress boss, even if he's at a higher level. There we go. So now we're going to go back to the lobby here. We now have all 4 of these side paths are blocked off. As you saw, we did each of the mini games. We beat each of the I think the demi-bosses there. And now this ghost guy came back, and we're going to get a little bit more supplies from him before we go into the final fight. Okay, so in order to start this thing, you actually have to talk to this ghost first to confirm that you're ready. I'll try to narrate what I can. A lot of this is really just using the right protection spell and then using different attack styles based on what's fighting you. You'll kind of get the gist of it. But I'm going to use my Warhammer to try to weaken this obelisk in the middle to start off. And then the rest we'll just kind of play it by ear. There. We actually got the spec that time, so that was good. Obelisk before the actual boss comes out. So we're just kind of working through that for about a minute. We will take some damage just because there's going to be attacks coming from the left and right side. So you'll see me heal a little bit along the way. Obelisk before the next magic attacks come. I was not paying enough attention. That's completely my fault. I was too worried about playing with my inventory. I didn't even realize that the special was still going. Let's try it again. I guess a good example video for not how to not beat the final boss. We'll try it again here. I should say what not to do when you're beating the final boss. So we'll just work through this again. We're going to take down the obelisk. Our Dragon Warhammer spec hit again, so we should be able to take it down. attack it in a few phases before we get to the final round of this boss fight. That stinks that I died a minute ago. That's going to impact our chance at a purple. Luckily I didn't get kicked out of the raid because of one of the notifications I have, but it's still kind of annoying because now a lot of our hard work may go to waste there. We shall see. Could use this little dagger here because I could use a special attack that hits him a few times. Seeing here that even though I'm protecting against the attacks he's hitting me with, he's still taking a bit of damage. So it's kind of like a non-stop thing where I've got to heal myself. Stuck in place for a few seconds, which isn't usually the worst thing in the world, unless he follows up with an attack, then he can slam by a couple of things at the same time. Round right here, but we might need to do a time he attacks, we have to switch a tile. Left, middle, right, left, middle, right. It gets a little bit harder than this. Really, it's just going to keep compounding along the way. Just keep building on that, and eventually we'll take it down. I missed with my spec. Hit him no longer his defense. They get to be the bosses, so we'll get one in a minute. I'm also making sure that I'm going to be up right, my health and my prayer in a comfortable place. We have plenty of stuff in our inventory, so there's no take chances. I'm just going to destroy these skulls, and then we'll go to back into our rotation here. That time. Now in this phase, he's going to start to use this, the crocodile is back. He's going to be shooting either these rocks at me, or he might use a magic attack. So I have to keep switching my prayers to protect from that while I'm fighting the other guy. Boss's health is at 761, so we're just going to keep chipping away at that. Now you'll see there's another guy, the lucky boss actually is on the right hand side, and he's dropping his boulders from the ceiling. So now I've got to dodge those, and protect from what the crocodile's throwing at us, and fight the main boss in the center. This is the final round of skulls. I'm just going to take them out real quick, because if you don't, pretty much the whole map implodes on you, so that's not a good thing. Now you'll see he's going to go into an enraged attack, and his health is down close to 100. And the tiles are going to switch much quicker with lightning attacks and stuff too. So that's when you really have to be paying attention. Right here. almost done. This is the very end of the whole raid, so fingers crossed. He's got 51 health. He's got 5. One more hit should do it. There we go. Now this is where we really want to hope we get a purple when we look at our loot screen on the other side of the teleport. Because really we're after that staff. Wow, and it's a purple. Wow, this is a big moment, guys. This could be the staff. Let's see what we get.